I picked this one specifically for you because I feel like you would actually understand how bad this is. So this someone else posted this, so it's not my screenshot, but like they posted it without commentary, so I feel like that counts as them posting this by themselves. So I broke my rule for the sake of that. So he says, here's how Batman would really handle anti-ICE riots. And so Batman arrives, the rioters say, oh, thank Marx you're here. And then Batman chokes out the rioters. So if you know anything about Batman, you know that that's not how that would go down.
So it depends. It depends. The first question is, who is writing Batman at the time? Because there are versions of Batman that are very, very, like, strict, hold the line, do what law enforcement says. They are older Batman. They're very, very older Batman stories, but they exist. More modern Batman stories from, like, the Alan Moore, Frank Miller era and onward very, very much would not be doing that, because a lot of those Batmen were actually put up against people like Superman to show specifically this is what happens when hero like follows the letter of the law no matter who's saying it. This is what happens when hero actually has their own moral code and follows that instead. It depends on who's writing them, but most modern Batman, most Batman from the last 40 years would not be acting this way, no.
So I didn't know about the older context, but I assumed from what I am aware of Batman from other stuff is that, like, no, that's not how Batman would be.
Yeah, most versions of Batman wouldn't. Frank Miller's Batman famously actually, like, led a riot himself. He got a bunch of fucking gangsters.
Okay. I think the most important question, though, is what would Adam West's Batman do?
Adam West Batman was very...
He would do a silly dance and have the perfect thing on his belt to handle the situation.
That is a thing he would do, but, like, Adam West Batman actually comes from that era of Batman being very, like, straight and narrow of the law. Like, that version of Batman was damn near deputized by the city.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that's the Batman I want to look for this one. As fun as he is.
Okay, well, I mean, that kind of supports my point here, is that to find a Batman that would actually be on ICE's side, you have to go back to when Batman was kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Like, when like, serious Batman is like, absolutely not. Joke Batman that has the bat shark repellent is the one that would...
And even if we go to that Batman, like, thinking on it a little more, though, that Batman wouldn't just immediately go and choke out a protester, because Adam West's Batman was very famous for doing the whole, no, the conspiracy has to go deeper. It has to be three-face. It has to be false-face. It has to be the Joker who's actually behind these riots. Like, he wouldn't choke out a protester so much as that he would sit there and go like...
He would find George Soros.
Yeah, there must be an organizer behind this.
The bat de-icing spray?
We call this my bat thawing powder. It goes over an ice agent and it gives them a skin rash.
Matt Van Swole says, honestly, replacing Christianity with secularism has made everything worse, and that might be the strongest case for Christianity.
What is everything? What the fuck does that statement even mean?
I don't know, but, like, Europe would like a word. Japan would like a word. Like, and even, like, if you're in the States, when did secularism replace Christianity? Because
it didn't.
As far as I can see, y'all are Christian nationalists down there.
Yeah, we've not actually had a moment where that occurred. Sorry. Ugh. But I just
It's posting link again.
I feel like when people say shit like this, it almost always comes from a place of they want the viewer, as it were, the person who's watching their content, listening to their content, reading their content. They want that person to fill in the blank with their own personal boogeyman. So they don't have to articulate exactly what went wrong or exactly why it's worse. But you personally will feel like it's worse, and then you can say, oh, no, this person's right. I do feel like things are worse. And it happened around the time I started noticing this other thing. But, like, here's the thing. You're not going to start noticing secularism, especially if you're in a Christian household. You're not going to start noticing that out in the real world until you yourself get out in the real world. And like the autism diagnosis with people who've had vaccines, it strangely enough always happens around the time that you would have also been starting to feel more jaded because you've entered the adult world. Almost as if the world didn't go to shit at some magical point in time where there's a root cause. The world...
You just reminded me of a thing. It's completely unrelated.
Yeah?
But so, my partner's a therapist.
Sometimes.
So she is trained to look for warning signs of like autism and ADHD and stuff like that so that she can make the appropriate referrals and whatnot.
Yeah.
My dad the other day was like, we were talking about something and how like, oh, that's kind of an autistic trait. And he just like looked at my partner and was like, you know what? I wasn't autistic until you showed up.
Yeah, and?
It was just a funny moment.
He
He understands, like he was joking when he said it. He wasn't like serious, but
yeah.
like, it was just like none of this was autistic until you showed up and started telling me it was.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
QD more, thank you for resubscribing. But I don't know, it feels like when you try to say something to the extent of, hey, everything started getting worse around the time that you uniquely started noticing it getting worse, but like you're never going to start noticing things getting worse at a particular point of time in the decade. You're going to start noticing it like as you get older into adulthood, just in general.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to notice that. Like, no, there are very few people in the world that I think have like gone through childhood and then thought, no, the world is actually better in every regard possible now than it was when I was a kid. I think there's very few people outside of people who like actively had bad childhoods that would say that. Like that statement's just aimed at everybody. It's a fucking
The world
cold
was better
read.
when I didn't have bills to pay.
It's a fucking cold
Funny
read.
that.
It's a cold read, Rhino. That's what it is. He's fucking Peter Popoffing.
You shouldn't Peter Popoff in public.
Hammock says, them wokes turning people autistic. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Funny thing is that when you actually have the diagnosis, it can be helpful because now you know, like, when you understand the why for like why I am different, why things like this are weird to me or whatever, it makes it easier to be like, oh, okay, that person is being stupid because they're neurotypical, not because they're actually stupid. So that's what happens in my head, at least.
I mean, I am still convinced that I am some flavor of neurotypical.
Okay. Fuck says, the world was less depressing when I didn't understand how fucked the world is. Yep, indeed.
Yeah? The world felt better when I was a kid, because adulting is hard. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Adulting sucks. Like,
I have 5 children, and at least 3 of them are neurodiverse in one way or another.
I didn't need to take a vitamin D supplement because I feel unmotivated and don't get enough of it when I was a child. I didn't have to take acetaminophen because I ached when I was a child.
Oh, my fucking, like, right here hurts all the time. Why? Because I'm an age where your body just hurts now.
Amic says, I got 163 in RADS test. Should I actually fucking take the RAD test? Like, is that a thing I should do on stream?
I don't know what the RAD test is.
It is a test that is ostensibly supposed to tell you how autistic you might be.
How autistic you might be. Should we do that on the stream?
I think that it's a very long test.
How long is long?
I don't know off the top of my head.
There's 17 sections.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing we're doing right now.
Okay. But I want to, but it's a test that we can do on the stream. It's content, Cirrus. It's content. We can monetize our mental illness, Cirrus.
It could be, but I think that's the kind of thing that we do individually as opposed to together. Dave says it takes...
There's only 80 questions.
Hammock says it takes about 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, that's...
I tend to point out other people's mistakes.
Yeah? No, we're not fucking... No! I'm not fucking...
That was question 80, Cirrus.
I don't give
There's
a
only
shit.
80 questions.
It's answer 1 for me.
I am a sympathetic person. Depends. Are the person we talking about is Ice?
Maybe. But I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not
Okay. No.
I will leave the Zoom call.
So this is a thing that my partner has pointed out to me about these assessments, is that people with ADHD, autism, that sort of thing, they will want more details out of the questions.
Yeah.
That the questions are willing to provide. And so if you like this, I am a sympathetic person. Well, that depends. What is the situation? Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Is the other person an ICE agent? I'm not sympathetic in the least. Like, I don't know. I can't just say true now and when I was young, true only now, or true only when I was younger than 16, or never true. Like those don't apply. I need to know what situation we're in to answer that question. But then, like, the fact that you're coming up with these scenarios is apparently evidence that you are autistic or ADHD.
Yeah. Jeez. Somebody says, so that's why the questions are so fucking vague. They are meant to be a wide net, and depending on how you make yourself squirm in the net.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because the answers aren't adequate for the question. I need specificity. I can't do vague. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
that's part of my autism.
Hold on. No. I have it on good authority that you can do VAG, and it can produce children.
I miss my best friends or my family when we were apart for a long time. No, because when they're not in front of me, they don't exist.
God damn it.
Object permanence is not a thing.
Anyway, is there any other thing we have going on right now?
Sometimes I offend others by saying what I am thinking, even if I don't mean to. That's this whole stream.
That was yesterday when me and Dorito were in a call, and the conversation about pronouns got brought up, and people got angry in the chat as we were having our conversation about it, and I'm just like, man, it's so weird how effective the Russian propaganda mill for getting people divided on wedge issues has been. That's so cool.
So others consider me odd or different. No, because I cultivated an audience of people who agree with me.
People do consider me odd or different, but
hey, Tales of Atonement, thank you for the raid.
But I also tend to be the person that hosts the gatherings.
Hey, Cirrus, this is a big moment for me. I've been streaming on Twitch for like 2 years, and this is my first raid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So now we got to do this. Now we got to do the.
And your first raid has been my one-time employer.
Tales of Atonement.
They've purchased voice acting stuff from me.
I do voice acting too.
It's like it is not inaccurate to say that person has at one point employed me, because that is a thing that happened.
Yes, it is. Using autism to dodge the autism allegations. Woo! I got.
Are you autistic? I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, no. I think this is actually my first raid from anyone else on Twitch. That's never happened to me before.
Congratulations! Welcome to.
How was your stream? That is a thing that I've been asked when I've raided other people, so I assume I'm supposed to ask that.
Yeah, hi, Tales of Atonement. How's it going? How was your stream? What were you doing over there? Hey, mods, can we get a quick shout out for Tales of Atonement? Thanks, that would be really awesome.
I think I have mods. Fennec's a mod, I think. Yes, that is correct etiquette. I must do the correct etiquette. But yeah,
Man,
I was actually
does obsessing over etiquette make you autistic or an old-timey noble?
So, I think I've talked about this before on stream. You know that British guy that does his whole thing is explaining etiquette, and like I don't know, I forget how I came across his stuff, but I remember and like he's talking about all the different rules of like eating and stuff, and like how you know your tines have to be the tines of your fork have to be facing down, and your knife is in your left hand, your fork's in the right hand, and then you cut it. And if you're in America, then you switch your fork to your left hand before you put it in your mouth. But if you're in Britain, you leave it in your right hand to put it in your mouth. And he just like there are all these fucking etiquette rules that do not matter, and he's going over all of them. And then I stumbled across like a Q&A with him, and somebody asked like, what is the point of all this etiquette stuff? And his response was essentially like, are you impolite when you're with other people? Do you not say please and thank you? Because that is etiquette. Like, okay, there's a difference between saying please and thank you and making sure the tines of your fork are pointed the right direction. One of those actually matters as like in your interaction with other people and making them feel comfortable with you as a person. The other is just which fucking direction your tines are pointed. And I have 5 kids. I'm happy if all the lips just stay shut. I don't care how the food gets there. I just want the lips to stay shut while they chew it. Like anything else, anything more than that is like, I don't fucking care. Just shut your lips. But yeah, that's my opinion on etiquette. As long as your mouth is closed while you're chewing, I don't care about anything else.
Dorito Dave says, Rhino being ableist against the autist who created the etiquette guides? Oh, no. Cancel him.
You know what? It would not surprise me if all that etiquette crap came out of someone that had either autism or OCD that was like, nope, it has to be this way.
Yeah.
Context nerve damage on my left side means eating with that hand is difficult. So don't eat with that hand. Eat with whatever hand works best for you. As long as your lips are shut while you're chewing.
Just don't put your elbows on the table or
some you know what?
Shit.
I'll even say, there are probably people with nerve damage that cannot shut their lips while chewing. That's fine. That's none of my kids. Shut your fucking lips, kids. That's my stance on it.
Fucking hell.
Okay. I think that was the last tweet a while ago. So stream is over. I'm sorry, Raiders, for you joining me just as the stream ends. Are you continuing the stream after, Cirrus?
Yes, I've got some more shit I got to talk about. And it's not the stuff that came out of the pants of our president. My president, not yours.
Hashtag not my president for real, because I'm Canadian.
He's not my president. Then what the fuck is he, you stupid fucking liberal? My guy, I am...
the president of the United States.
I am from the land of apologies and maple syrup. What are you talking about?
I'm from the land of the free. You're from America. Anyway, so I will go ahead and raid you. But before I do that, as always, fuck off.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagittarius, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Sereth, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.